Hi, I'm Natalie Torn, and I'm an ENFP. What are you primarily interested in? Everything. I love New York. Here, those are all pictures of New York, and then there's Bob Marley. Bob Marley's cool. I mean, the Beatles are my favorite though. The Beatles, I love the Beatles. I love them. I love the Beatles. Music is probably the most important thing in my life. I think. I think so. I mean, like love is the most important thing, but music I think is that language of love. I want to do this as a career. I do it professionally. I'm actually on iTunes, so you can look me up there. But yeah, now I'm working with a different producer, so hopefully we'll get some more songs up there. Yeah, I want to do that professionally. I also want to act professionally. I am an actor. I love how I did that. So yeah, I'm the ENFP actor. I actually got called out to Hollywood my freshman year of high school. That was just 2 years ago. And I met up, it was just a long story, but it was awesome. It was for a callback for something, and I didn't end up getting the job, but I ended up meeting a manager there who heard me sing, and now he's not my manager anymore, but we're great friends, and I go out there, and yeah, I just got a taste of the business, and that's what I want to do. I want to do it. I want to do it all. I want to do showbiz, you know? I first found out about Myers-Briggs through the internet. Well, I must have been when I was 10 or 11 when I first took the test, because I've always been into knowing myself. And so, yeah, I guess I was just searching personality tests, and I took that, and I got ENTP. I have a very, very strong thinking function. I love logic. I love logic, and, you know, I thought I was an ENTP for a while, especially at that time, because I wasn't a teenager yet. I was still a kid, and I was learning, and I was naive, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I was inexperienced, and I was just all about learning and logic and applying that to my intuition, and it was a lot more thinking. And, you know, then I grew, and, you know, in came, you know, boys and social problems, and that feeling really came out. Now, I always had the feeling. I've always been an NF. I've always been an ENFP. I just kind of was disguised as an ENTP. But, you know, when I was little, my mom, my sister and I have a twin sister. She's an INFP. So we're cool. We're cool together. We're like creative. And yeah, when my mom used to get us clothes and we'd try them on, and sometimes we really didn't like them, but we would not let her return the clothes because we would hurt the clothes' feelings. Yeah, I mean, I was always a feeler. Like, one time I ran into a table, and like I hit my hand, and I was like, ah! And then I started punching the table. I was like, I hate you, table, like you hurt my hand. And then I started crying, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, table, like I didn't mean to insult you. And, you know, I was a feeler. So I always was. I'm a strong feeler, but I'm also a strong thinker. So yeah, it's really good. Those are two things that is like I have a very developed. The other side is very developed for me. Like with my P, my J side is not very developed. I'm not organized. I'm not organized after years of trying to be. I'm not. And same thing with sensing. There's a lot of I can never be in the moment. Well, except when I'm dancing, but I'll talk about that later. But yeah, I mean, it's always future. But then, yeah, thinking. I'm a thinker. I'm a feeler, but I have a strong thinking. So that's how I first learned about Myers-Briggs. I just found it on the internet. I tested it as an ENTP and read about it. It was so me. I love to argue. So that was, yeah, it was very ENTP. But then, so I neglected that. I was like, cool, okay, new thing. And then when I was like 15, I think I came back to it, tested as ENFP, and that's what I truly was. And, you know, I could also understand the questions more and apply them because I've had more life experience. So, because I've had so much life experience at 15. But anyway, yeah, I was ENFP, and I was like, okay, yeah, I have a lot of ENTP traits, but this is me. This is me. And I fell in love with it. I haven't started any work today, and I exploit Myers-Briggs a lot. Like, I know, ENFPs, all Ps, they're supposed to they're supposed to have fun, they're supposed to play first, and then they work later because they can't work their best until they play. Um, so I exploit that. I'm like, well, okay, like obviously I'm not gonna do my homework now because like I can't do it. Like I have to do this first, I have to have fun first, I have to make this video first. Wanna love people. So if I don't like someone, I hate not liking someone. So if someone's mean to me, if someone hurts me, I want so badly to understand what drove this behavior and what drove this reaction. So that's why I love Myers-Briggs so much, so much, because I feel that understanding people leads me to love them. I think I have ADD, obviously, and it wasn't diagnosed until 8th grade because, I was a very smart kid. I was a very smart kid. I tested into like a smart thing. And doesn't that sound very smart, how I'm talking? Sorry. Okay. Sorry, I'm just really distracted and stressed. And okay, so when I was younger, I tested into like gifted education program. So my education is awesome. I mean, I'm very intellectually stimulated at school. The community that I live in is very education focused, and it's predominantly Jewish. I'm Jewish, culturally, not religiously. And yeah, we're all about education. We're very progressive and liberal. We love the arts. We love the arts. We're not all about sports, really. We're very artistic, very intuitive. So it's great. People still tend to be materialistic here. They can be very insecure, but I mean, that's high school. That's not my community in particular. So I'm in high school right now. High school's a hard time. This year is very hard. It could lead anyone to love anyone. I think love is something that's just everywhere. Yeah, it's great. Love. So I really do try to forgive. I can hold grudges. Because that FI, it's very strong. But even stronger is my any. That's me. I mean, that's any. That's like, oh, let's do this. What about this? What about this? What about this? Oh, you guys, let's go skinny dipping. Like, go jump in Lake Michigan. Like, I don't care if it's like minus 24 degrees out. Like, I don't know. And I think as ENFPs, growing up, I think we can be a little weird, which I hate that word, but we're different and we have a lot of ideas and we're very smart. I don't know. And so I think we can be put down a lot. That ENFPs are, we're all about that cosmic universe and changing the world. And I feel like sometimes when we do learn about what's going on and when we do realize how big this world is, sometimes we tend to feel very cosmically insignificant. And I don't know, sometimes I feel like we need to be reminded, like, no, you are a part of this, because we can feel very detached. So I think that need for attention comes from the need to feel connected to that universe so that we can act. I don't know if any of this makes sense. I hope it does. Dancing, I teach dance. I teach dance to little girls, and they all well, my youngest class, most of them don't speak English. They speak Espanol. So the whole class is in Spanish. I'm fluent in Spanish. And I teach dance. I love it. I love it. There's a purpose to everything. And then everything that I think of, it's always purpose. Purpose, purpose, purpose. Why? What's behind this? What is the idea behind this? What is the force that drove this? Why. It's always why. It's how. It's rarely ever what. I'm not interested in what. I'm interested in what's behind that. I'm interested in the concept. And my brain, it goes crazy. It goes crazy. So the reason that I love to dance is because that is the one time where it's like, no, there's not necessarily a reason for this. Like, and actually, I have a lot of trouble catching on to choreography as a dancer, because again, what I'm good at is going to be the reasoning, anything with reason, anything with why, And when you're doing choreography, that's a very censor thing. It's like, this goes here, you know, this goes here, that, and there's no reasoning behind it. It just is. So that's troublesome for me, but that's what I love about it. That's what I love about dance, because it's like, no, you know what? Shut up, Natalie. There is no reason for this. Stop trying to find one. It just is. Just enjoy yourself, you know? And when I'm dancing, that is the one time where I can just have my brain shut up. Ultimate goal. My ultimate goal. Okay, I found out my ultimate goal actually on one of the worst days of American history. It's very recent. It was okay when I found out about what happened in Colorado too. But when I found out what happened in Connecticut, you know, with Sandy Hook, my intuition can't even understand it. I don't understand why these things happen. I don't understand why people feel the need to pick up guns. I don't understand why I don't understand why there's war. I can't wrap my head around the concept. I can't. I don't see how someone could find it possible to find that, to rationalize that. The word I can use to explain any of that is hate. And okay, back to my ultimate goal. My ultimate goal is to eliminate that hate. Just to do whatever I can to create. 'Cause, you know, I love Rent. Well, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Rent, but I love the music. I'm talking about the musical. And but there's one line from Rent, and it's, the opposite of war isn't peace, it's creation. And that is it's so true. Because, well, I mean, yeah, I love peace, but I mean, creation is peace, and it's magic. And there's that, not to be, what's the word? Not to think of ourselves as divine, or to think of ourselves as more righteous than we are, but I think artists, NFs, I think, you know, we're the creators, and there is that aspect of godliness to us, because we are the eternal cry of "Let there be." That's a lyric, so that's not in my words, but with the eternal cry of "Let there be," and there's, you know, it's a great song. Spark of Creation, just YouTube Spark of Creation. Do it. Yeah, we're the creators, and that's what we gotta do, because it's the only thing that's louder than destruction, is creation. Art. Yeah. And I think that's where I'm gonna end. Create. Beautiful people. Create and love. And be sexy. No, mama, don't sit down. Sorry, I'm nervous. I don't really know what to talk about. I'm so sorry. Yeah, just forget I ever said that. I love it. I don't know, it's great.